Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we'll be doing SQL. I'm the driver of this session and I'm with my navigator. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, Katie. I'm the navigator for the session.
Thank you.
So yeah, guys, let's continue. So today we're gonna talk about chapter two, beginning data exploration with select. For me, the best part of digging into data isn't about prerequisite of gathering, loading, and cleaning the data. Those are just basic select syntax. So what am I doing is that I'm using the select format, and this single line of the code, the select school and first name, what it does is that it takes most of the basic records of the table and columns. And then uh, chapter 2 was also talking about the distinct keyword. I just want to hint on that before I can go to the challenge. So the distinct keyword also works on more than one column at a time. Distinct just means I'm going to select a unique value. So if we add a column, the query returns each unique pair of the values. Then I run, for example, select distinct school salary. I'm just going to write it here. I'll do Control Z. Select distinct. They all need to be camel case so that my query can recognize it. Select the distinct school and then the school, the first name and the last name. After that, it will choose the specific school, the first name, and all that. Now, let's do this. Another thing, I'm using this method called order by. How does order by work? Order by, it's like data that can make more sense and may reveal patterns more readably. And when it's arranged in order than jumbled randomly, in SQL, we order the results of a query using a clause containing the keywords order by, followed by the name of the column or columns to sort. So I'm saying order by followed by the column school and last name. Then I'm applying this clause. It doesn't change the original table, but what it does is that only the result of the query, right? So I'm selecting only the result of the query. As you can see, when I click play, it comes up with the school column, the first name, and the last name. Now, what we can add here, let's first look at our columns, what we have. In our columns, we have our ID, our first name and last name and school, and our salary. Now we're going to add our salary. We're going to remove our last name. We're going to insert our school. No, our salary, right? We want our salary to display, and we want our first name to display in ascending order. First name to display in ascending order. I don't know if I did it correct. We'll just see. Order by school ascending. Let's see. We're gonna get an error. Yes. The error says this line 3. So what if I say I put this ascending here, right? Do this. Remove this and play. Still get the same thing. Let's leave it there. Then we're gonna say this. So as you can see, I have my salary, my first name, and my school. Now we're gonna go to the challenge. The challenge, what they wanted me to do is that the school district superintendent asks for a list of teachers in each school to write a query that lists the schools in alphabetical order along with the teachers ordered by the last name A to Z. So what is first going to come in my mind is that I'm going to use ascending order and order by and select. So in my try it yourself, what I did, let me just show you here. This is chapter 3, okay? This is my chapter 3. Let's go here. This is my chapter 1. So they say write a query that lists the schools in alphabetical order along with teachers ordered by the last name A to Z. So what I did is said select school which is the column school, and the second column first name, and the third column last name from my tables called teachers, and ordered them in ascending order with schools and last name. Now I'm going to take this command and test it in my queries tools if it works. Paste it. As you can see, guys, everything is in order. I have Lee, Kathleen, Janet, Samantha, everything is in order as they requested. Now let's go to the second challenge. They say write a query that finds the one teacher whose first name starts with the letter S and who earns more than 40,000. So I'm going to use what first come in my mind is say I'm going to use order by, and I'm going to use the operator smaller than and greater than. And I might use distinct. Let's see what pops up in there. So what I did is use the select and the where condition. So I'm saying write a query that finds one teacher whose first name starts with the letter S. So I'm saying select the column first name and last name and school and salary from my table teachers, where the first name is what it is, who earns more than 40,000. So I say where first name is like the S which is the letter S, and then my salary is what? 40,000, more than 40,000. So I'm using the operator more than. So I'm going to take this command and test it out on my query tool. So yeah, as you can see, guys, display. So he earns more than 40,000, which is Samuel, and that was an easy challenge. Another challenge where they say rank teachers hired since January 1, 2010, ordered by the highest paid to lowest. So what we're going to do is we're going to use order by and descending order, and the date also, I think, and use select. So they say rank teachers hired since January 1, 2010, ordered by the highest paid to the lowest. What I used is select from the column last name, first name, school, and hire date and salary, right? From the table teachers, where my hire date is the highest to the lowest, to the date 2010 January, the 1st of January 2010, ordered by the salary descending order, because they want the order to be highest to lowest. So I'm using the DESC command. This DESC command, what it does is that it sets the order by, it sets the salary by the highest paid to the lowest paid. So let's test it out in our PG admin, now query tool, and see if it really works. So here, as you can see, I'm selecting my last columns, my last name columns, my first name and school and hire date and salary from my teachers table. And they want to see which teacher, where the hire date, 1st January, is from the highest to the lowest. So yeah, let's play. As you can see, we have the teachers' names, first names and last names, and the schools, and this is what they get, right? Now we go to chapter 3, understanding our data types. Now we have different data types among the 3 categories that I will encounter the most: the characters, which is any character or symbol, and the numbers, which includes whole numbers and fractions, and then dates and times, which are the types holding temporal information. Then I have my characters. In my characters, I use what I call my char. My My char is a column set at a char which is 20 stores, 20 characters per row, regardless of how many characters I insert. And if I insert fewer than 20 characters in any row, progress SQL the rest of the column with spaces. Then I use what I call varchar. Varchar. A varchar is a variable length column where the maximum length is specified by the n, and if I insert fewer characters than the maximum, Postgres SQL will not store extra spaces. Now, without wasting any time, let's go to our integers. We have our data type and our storage size. So here they teach us the integer data types, how they are. We have small int, which is 2 bytes, and it is between the range -2768 and plus 32767. And our integer is 4 bytes all the way, and our big int is 8 bytes. Now, without wasting any time, we created a table called people, and it is important to add our serial. Our serial, this is the each sibling small serial, and serial are not so much to database. We always use serial for our table. So yeah, let me show you how the people's table are. Now we're gonna right click and go to all views and see what we get. As you can see, these are the all people table, and I created a table called people and all of that. Now we need to go to the challenge and test our knowledge, what we know. They say, try it yourself. Your company delivers a fruit and vegetable to local grocery stores, and you need to track the mileage driven by each driver, right? By each day to a tenth of a mile, assuming no driver would ever travel more than 99 miles in a day, right? What would be an appropriate data type for the mileage column in my table, and why? So our answer would be, let me do this. Our answer would be, let me just go here. Just a sec, guys. Our answer would be numeric 41. Why do I say numeric 41? Let's go and see why I say so. Numeric 41 provides 4 digits total and 1 digit after the decimal. So that would allow me to store a value as large as 999. And in practice, I may want to consider that the assumption of the maximum miles in a day could conceivably exceed 999 and go with the larger numeric 51. So in the table listing each driver in my company, what are appropriate data types for the drivers? This is number 2. They say, why is it a good idea to separate first and last names into 2 columns rather than having one last column? The answer is here. So it's varchar. So 50 characters is a reasonable length for names and varchar. Varchar ensures that I will not waste space when names are shorter, separating first and last names into their own columns, and will let me know later to sort each of it independently. Now let's go to our third channel. Assume you have a next column that includes strings formatted as dates. One of the strings is written as 4/2017. What will happen when you try to convert that string to the timestamp data type? What I can say is, it will crash. In my point, it will crash because it's not a full date. It has to have a month in it. So let's see what they say. They say, attempting to convert a string of text that does not conform to accepted date time formats will result in an error. Yes, I was correct. It will crash because the date is not really nice. So you can see this with the below example, which tries to cast the string as a timestamp. I need to put in the month between these two things. There is no way that it will just show the day and the year. So yeah, I need to select cast as timestamp. You'll get an error here. Let's go and test it out. I'm working on the. What am I working on? I don't know. People, data types. I'm working on number data types, I think. Let's go here. Okay, now let's put in. No, we're working with people, right? Oh man. Okay, we're working with data time types. So let's paste this and see what happens. We'll get an error. Yes, it will crash because there is no month in the timestamp, in the time zone, so you'll get an error. So guys, I thank you for viewing my YouTube channel, and that was SQL for the day, and we actually learned a lot in SQL. We learned the order by commands that comes from the SQL, and how do I use SQL. The following SQL statement select all. We use select, and who uses my SQL. Websites, huge websites like Facebook, Twitter, and Airbnb, Booking.com, Uber, GitHub, and YouTube. Content management systems like WordPress, a very large number of web developers around the world. So yeah. And yeah, we have common DML commands. So the command insert, it inserts the data into a table, and we insert it into a table name. Then we have update. It updates the existing data within a table. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my vid and you learned something at the end of the day. Hope you click the subscribe button.